going into spirituality, doing meditation has made you achieve better things in world out there, which is outside your body?
Life becomes magical. It is miraculous, I can say that. I think after coming into meditation, now there is no fear. Once you understand yourself, you're mirroring yourself, you're reflecting on yourself, you're reflecting on your emotions, your patterns. I think anybody who is ready and who wants to enter into the path, I think things will come and you have to just take it. You have to do it with bhav. Bhav in the sense it's all about your inner light.
You also keep mono on Thursdays.
Initially, I never understood what is silence. I thought it's just keeping quiet. And now it's like, I understand that we have to go within.
Hello viewers, thank you for joining in again. And आज मैं आपको एक बहुत ही पावरफुल स्पिरिचुअल सोल से मिलाने वाला हूँ. दो शी इज़ अ बैंकर, मतलब उन्होंने बैंक में बहुत काम किया है. शी ऑल्सो फाउंडर ऑफ अ कंपनी पनाश बिल्डिंग मटेरियल्स. तो बिल्डिंग मटेरियल्स में भी काम करती हैं, लेकिन मोर देन दैट शी हैज़ अ वेरी पावरफुल पर्सनैलिटी on spirituality. She's an author of a book called Finding Yourself, Odyssey. And it is very, very powerful book. And this book is reflection of her own life. तो हम बहुत सारी बातें करेंगे and we will try to understand what she thinks about spirituality, how she got to the spirituality and a lot of things. So thank you, Sudha, for coming in.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I want to ask you first question on the name of the book. It's a very powerful name, Finding Yourself. So what do you think? Why did you decide that this should be the name of the book?
Firstly, this book, it's all about your journey. I mean, it's not my journey. It doesn't mean that finding yourself is the person who is into the path of self-realization. And it's all about knowing your inner self. Anybody in the path who is looking for answers, who is looking for... there are many things, I mean, to spirituality. I mean, when you're in the path of self-realization, I think it's all about the journey, how you go about it. How you deal with your challenges,
What
everything.
brings me to another question. What is finding yourself? मतलब, am I lost, first of all? Second, knowing myself means what? थोड़ा सा, I know it's a difficult question, but you're working on it. So how do you define in your words?
Once you understand yourself, I think that's when you can be... If you go inward, you'll understand. I mean, when you become a mirror of yourself, mirror of your emotions. If it is like in a physical realm, or I mean, when you're working with things, it's all about understanding. You're mirroring yourself. You're reflecting on yourself. You're reflecting on your emotions, your patterns, your everything. I think that's when once you understand that, then you actually, the journey begins then. Yeah.
Now, this is now when you are spiritual, you wrote a book. Let's talk about your little background. So we want to know, what kind of background you come from. Do you come from a very spiritual background? Where in India, and how did you end up in Dubai?
No, I don't come from a spiritual background at all. Because I come from a very, from Visakhapatnam, which is in Andhra Pradesh. And my family, I think I can say they're more religious, is the right word to use. And I was never into spirituality, but I think life taught us, it was like a roller coaster. Once I got married, there were so many situations where, which led me into this path of spirituality, like the challenges like in the business, legal battles and everything. It just happened in my life. It just came into my path. So all of this.
So what kind of spiritual practices do you follow in a day or maybe in a year, certain specific things? We would like to know more about things you follow because it might inspire someone else to, and they get attracted to these things.
I practice meditation on a regular basis. Earlier, I used to be very religious, more ritualistic, but now after coming into meditation, I think I'm more of, I mean, it's more of it's connecting with yourself. I think that's more important. So I practice meditation for an hour, or if not, it's for 30 minutes. I do my
But I know
kriyas.
sometimes you also go for longer meditation, like 3 hours, 4 hours.
Yeah. For monthly once, I do intensive meditations. And also, I do my kriya. I've just learned kriya last year. So, which was again a guidance I got in my meditations. And I started with kriya. After that, I see a lot of difference. So my practice starts with kriya and then meditation.
And I know you also keep. I know you are, not sharing, but I'm, taking the freedom to share a lot of things about your life. You also keep mono on Thursdays.
Yes.
That means we are not shooting on Thursday for sure because we are talking. So, can you share about why did you start keeping one day mon, and how do you handle that day, and a couple of things about that practice too?
During my intensive meditations, I was guided to do few things like I started doing. I mean, it's a guidance, I would say. I was getting a inner guidance from the higher power, or however I can take it. So act. I religiously follow it because it's for my good and it's an inner guidance. So I was guided to Kriya by the higher power. And also, I think, I'm not sure if I can say Mahavdar Babaji. I mean, it's like during intensive meditations, that's when I got to know about all this. And with his guidance, I've started silence. And initially, I never understood what is silence, why. I thought it's just keeping quiet and just being in the world. But as I was practicing, I think that's when I got to know that uh, initially it was very difficult, but later on, it's my day. I mean, that's for myself. I just read, I do all, I mean, it's just for my practices. It's my day. No one disturbs me on that day. So, and now it's like,
That
I
is,
understand that we have to go within.
and
Once,
I was about to say that that's another practice you follow to know yourself, because
yes, yes,
if you keep silence and you start observing yourself entire day.
yeah.
So now I want to talk about, on your book also, Bhavtar Babaji's is dominantly present, and in your book you have written a lot of experiences
Yeah.
on that. Would you like to share your journey with Mahatar Babaji and couple of experiences which you're okay to share? I know certain are deep, which are very personal in nature, but whatever is possible.
If you ask Sudha, I don't think I will never share. I mean, because I'm a very introvert. Then I have been an introvert and I have never shared anything. It was deeply personal for me. All this, what I've written in the book. If it was Sudha, at least before 10 years or 5 years, I wouldn't share all this information for sure. But later on, there was a time when things hit, and I was into intensive meditations when I didn't know who is Mahavdar Babaji or who is Yogananda Paramahansa or who are these spirit guides. I didn't even, uh, I was not sure what's happening with me and why it's happening and why they are coming and whether this is all, I mean, whether I'm hallucinating. That's the right word, I would say. So it was all something very mysterious, like because I haven't read any book. I was not spiritual. I was just meditating. I came into meditation just for becoming calm because I had my anger issues or whatever I can say that. So I was just getting calmer. So I was there. But after doing intensives, there was I can say, a moment, I mean, that ignited and it led me to this path. Because that's when all the guidance came. And then that's when I started researching more about spirit guides. And does this all happen? Because I was not sure.
Mm.
And I'm deeply grateful to my first mentor, Chandra sir, because of whom I have understood. I mean, he guided me like a baby, guiding me on each step that no, you're not hallucinating. You should do your research. And I started researching. I understood that there are spirit guides and there is a higher power who's guiding. And that's when I encountered them. And I can say life has become miraculous after that.
And you also mentioned a place uh, where they live, and
Yeah.
so would you like to talk a little about that too? I know people have to read book for that, but
Yes.
still.
Yeah. I think I'll share my first encounter, which even I like for a normal person like me who doesn't know anything, it was shocking. Uh, I was in my third day of my intensive. Usually we practice 5 days of intensive, and it starts in the morning 2:30, like 2:30. So Chandra sir advised me, and I was like, "Oh my God, 2:30. Who will wake up? I mean, it's too early and all that." Because to sit into meditation, you have to be fresh, a lot of things. So I was not sure, but I think something initially, first day, I sat for 1 hour. I was not enjoying, my body was not ready. But the second day, it all started. I was feeling like seeing some things, but this was always there. I used to see mountains. I never disclosed it to. I used to float. I thought it was all my imagination, what I was seeing. I was on the mountains, seeing all the mountains. I'm above everything, floating. So I thought this is all like, my imagination, but I can sit because of all those visions. I'm able to sit. I never shared anything. So that day, it was third day. No, it was fourth day, I believe. Yeah. So that's when everything changed. I don't know why I was like, I suddenly, every day I used to float, but suddenly I sat on a mountain, snow mountain, which was lit. And I could see a lot of meditators there. And suddenly I'm on a slab and I was wearing orange robe. And I could see myself and I'm sobbing here for no reason. I'm just sobbing. I was sobbing. Then suddenly in my place, I see someone with curly hair and I didn't know who he was. And I was just crying. It was like when you go to your home, from here, like after marriage, when you go to your mother's place, how you feel. It's like home. It was like, that was the feeling. Why I was crying, I didn't know that. So, yeah, that was the moment I just came out of my meditation and I didn't understand anything. I told Chandra sir, I don't know who he was. He was having curly hair. I didn't know anything because I have never read any book. So then he guided me into, he said, okay, you should do more of intensives. Then I was like, oh my God, I have to continue. Then I started doing more. And again, he put me to another, his mentor, Patriji. He's the founder of PMC. So on a Zoom call, because it was COVID time. So that's when he looked into my eyes. I was just sharing whatever happened, and it was a public platform. So I was not sharing anything in detail, but whatever I was like, it was just like on a surface level, I was explaining him that this is what it is. But he looked into my eyes. He said, he gave me a hint, yogi. Then that same day, I got in my feed, I saw Virat Kohli holding the copy of autobiography of Yogi. It's like I called my daughter. I said, "Oh my God, this is the one I saw." And the same day it happened, and I saw him, and I ordered the book immediately. And with Sir's guidance, I started doing more of intensive meditations. He told me, "You can talk to them. Come on, do that." I was like, "What? How is that possible? I just saw. What are you saying?"
Mm.
But he said, "It's possible. Just try, try." And he was in Tirupati, but still he used to call me, sit for meditation. The same time we were like, uh, when he was also sitting, I used to sit in meditations. Then everything was different. I mean, I started conversing, and it's become like, I think they are everything for me now.
So you're saying you saw Yoganand Paramahansa before you knew him. You saw him in the meditation, and when you saw the book,
Yeah.
then you know this is the
Yes.
spirit I or soul I met. And wonderful. And this is one of the most powerful books on spirituality, and it is his personal experiences written in the book. Very powerful book. So anyone who is on initial path of the journey and they want to go deeper, maybe someday, but they want to start the journey. They're beginner level. So what books or what practices do you want them to start with?
Everything is there in the book because I think intensives are the best. I think it will happen naturally. I think you should listen to yourself. I mean, you will get in guidance, like you'll be guided. For me, it was all like it was just happening. It was just happening. I was just, uh, it just happened. I think anybody who is ready and who wants to enter into the path, I think things will come and you have to just take it. Don't uh,
Oh, no, I remember
stop yourself.
I remember the quote from Rumi that when you are ready, Guru arrives. So when you're ready, the path will arrive to you as a Guru will arrive to you and take you there. But if you're listening to us today and if you have a feeling,
Yeah.
you are on the path right now for sure.
Right.
And someday when one specific moment, everything will shift.
True.
Do you also follow any rituals other than meditation?
Rituals.
Any religion? So let me rephrase the question. So we said religion and spirituality.
Right.
There is a difference because I personally feel, I want your point of view too. Religion is a subset of spirituality.
Correct.
So spirituality is a very big game, and one of the module or one of the section of spirituality is religion.
Right.
And that's why we have so many religion and religions and rituals.
Right.
That's what my perspective is. I wanted to shed how do you differentiate or look at religion and spirituality? And that was the question from religion angle. Do you follow any rituals in the religion too? That was the question.
I must say, I was very ritualist because, as I told you initially, when my life wasn't, I mean, it was a roller coaster, I can say, because we had so many challenges, even legal battles. There were so many things. I mean, so I followed every ritual anyone says, even at times Sai Baba puja, or I did everything. I mean, 9 days I used to be so strict on myself. I used to read in a day. I used to finish the whole Satcharitra one day. And also, there were times because the challenge it
Right.
depends, you know. So I used to literally, someone told me to let in coconut, you know, and put diya, but you should not sleep. It should not. So I used to sleep next to the
Yeah.
diya, and the whole night I was there because it was just a belief. I think what I understood from all that, uh, then it was like there was a fear in me that if I'll not do this, maybe, you know, because this is a system what was told to us that if it will get, if it'll
Goes
off, or if you don't read it, there is a problem. I mean, there was a fear in me. I think after coming into meditation, those things have changed. Now there is no fear. That it's not fear based. Definitely I'm religious too because I'm coming from a Hindu family. But the thing is that the difference what I see in myself is now I don't have fear about things. If I don't read it today, I understood that God is not someone who is, he's like our parent, you know. No parent will want a child to be tortured or, you know, you have to do it with bhav. Bhav in the sense it's all about your inner light. If you lit the line, I think that's what I understood. If you do it with heart, if it is inside you, I bring the deity there and I do every puja now. It's not about letting it
Mm,
externally.
mm.
I think it's more, I see the difference in that.
And going to this path and doing meditations and certain rituals sometimes,
Yeah.
do you see any change happening in your life outside you? Yes, inside you, you could have known yourself better, but you also see a shift in the materialistic world out there. Do you see any change there?
Yeah. Sometimes there are people who might misunderstand, but I'm blessed. Um, it's all about your inner circle. I think I'm blessed with great husband. But there are people, even in my family, my mom, she itself, she's like, oh my God, why you're not doing? I used to decorate the whole house, you know, decorating idols, everything. I mean, everything. I used to do a lot. So now if it's minimal. It's not that it has reduced, but it's very minimal now. It's more about, I used to make 9 types of these things. So of course, people are not liking it. Come
No,
into my
I
family.
mean to say, do you see any change in the world out there? You achieve better goals, things are happening
Oh,
easier, any achievements are happening? Because a lot of people think spirituality is just for inner self, but when I speak to a lot of podcasters, on the podcast I speak to a lot of people who have also done wonderfully well in their life.
right,
They dedicate that to spirituality.
right.
I just wanted to know your point of view. Do you feel that going into spirituality, doing meditation has made you achieve better things in world out there, which is outside your body?
Life becomes magical.
Magical is the word.
It it is miraculous, I can say that. Because whatever you think, it's happening. Everything is just because it's not about outside. You're not asking anyone outside. It's just inside. The divine is within you. So whatever you're thinking, I mean, it's not about materialistic things. Now you know what is right, wrong. There is nothing right and wrong. I can say that. But uh, in a place where we are living, there is right and wrong. So mostly the decisions, because there is a heart expansion which has happened when you are into spirituality, when you meditate, there is a lot of rewiring which happens. So you become a better version of yourself. So what happens is things just happen. I just want to share if, is it okay if I
Yeah,
can
you
share?
can share. Yeah.
Yeah. Because everything, I mean, recently my daughter's visa, it was like, uh, sh- she applied for UK visa for her further studies. And what happened was like, we all got a visa. And for her visa, there was a delay. Something happened, and we were thinking, okay, it'll happen, it'll happen. Then suddenly we realized when we went to, so what we understood that there was a error, and because of that, she had to, you know, because of that error, there was a
Right.
delay in the process, and we had to resubmit it. We had, so it was only, our tickets were booked, everything was done, and we got to know, I think it was only 10 days, and we just had 10 days in hand. So what happened? It was all everything. We never thought this will happen because we have traveled earlier also, but this was student visa. The process is different, so we all got it. So she'll get it. So we booked everything. Everything was done. It was almost a week left. Still nothing was happening. Then it was the last day. We were traveling on Saturday, and Friday, uh, Thursday, my daughter just lost it because everyone was asking,
Mm.
what happened to the visa? What happened? If it was me, who is 5 years back, they will go for plan B. I don't think anybody will wait for the last day because people will change their plan. Because
Correct.
how will you believe? How will you trust the process? You understand, right? It's foolishness to wait until the last minute. But I had a guidance that it's going to happen. It was sure. They told me that it is going to happen on the last day. And I just trusted the process. I can say I'm a believer. See, I have seen miracles in my life. So I just trust them. You can call them higher power, or for me, symbolically, they are Mahavdar Babaji and Paramahamsa Yogananda. I can say that. So I just trust them. I can say that. So you will not believe. Again, a miracle happened. She just slept the last night. I mean, on Thursday, she just switched off her phone. Mom, nothing is happening. I said, just wait. We'll see. We'll change the tickets tomorrow. And luckily, my family, I think they are really patient with me.
Yeah, they trust you.
They trust me.
The way you trust them,
Yeah.
they trust you. Wonderful.
So the morning, one of my friends, she calls me and she said, what happened? Sudha, abhi tak hua ki nahi? Then suddenly I said, no, it didn't. Then she said, send me all the details. I was like, what will she do? Then she was like, okay, I'll look into it. Just send. And within half an hour, something happened and her visa came within 45 minutes.
Wow.
I mean, the process started. She was looking into her mobile. The person called and everything was done. We were doing our packing, everything, but obviously we are again humans. It's not that I was dying every day. But again, I was like lifting myself. No, no, no. They have done so many things. I have to trust them. And I think I trusted the process. And really, this is like something, I mean, everybody should understand that spirituality is not, I mean, everything becomes so magical.
You know, I remember our first discussion. Now we discuss a lot, but first discussion, I remember we were on Zoom call.
Yeah.
And you said, you know, Kailash, when I was writing book, I was not aware. I was guided by these guided spirits to write. And I said, I don't know how to publish. I don't know what will happen. They said, don't worry. Someone called Kailash is going to come and publish your book. And it was amazing because I am also spiritually, I know, you know, the guidance comes very clear.
True.
But very few discussions happens like that where someone says, Kailash, you know, it was divinely decided that, you know, we're going to meet because of the book. We're going to be together. I'm writing, you're to publish. It is clear, told to me by, you know, guides, the spiritual guides of mine. And I remember the discussion. I hope you remember the
Yes,
discussion.
yes, I can't. I mean, I was shocked. I thought it would be someone, I mean, but I don't want to name them, but suddenly when Babaji said, no, it is Kailash, I was like, I was listening to you from 2 years. And he said he will come. And I was like, how is it going to, I mean, I didn't understand.
A lot of things, you know,
Lot
to
of
get into
things.
spirituality
Yeah.
does not make sense.
Yeah.
But when you look back, it connects
Exactly.
everything together.
Yeah, it's all, if you connect all the dots now, I was always, why I was listening, even in the car, I used to listen to you because I was like, what will I write? You know, why should I write? And this is very personal.
Very personal.
That's
Experiences.
so I never wanted to share. I was in a platform, Buddha CEO, where I can share everything. But I mean, I felt these are very personal, but it's only because they made me understand that there are people like you who are just inside. I mean, you know, they're waiting for the answers. There are many things which you have to, I mean, this book answers many of, like, it's not for everyone. I can say that. It's not that, it's just like how we are in first date, second date, whatever. It's all in that stages. So whoever wants to take it, it's about them. So It's like it's completely.
You never shared something very powerful because certain experiences are so personal in nature that you're scared sharing.
Exactly.
But it's coming to me right now, so I want to share. A lot of people ask me, Kailash, how did you get into book writing and publishing? Because I was not a good student.
Correct.
I'm not a scholar, sort of.
Right.
My father was an accountant. It doesn't come from a background. I remember I used to bribe my sister for homework because I never liked writing. My sister was very kind, and she loved chocolates, and she knew that if I do homework with my brother, I can demand anything from my bro. And we still love each other a lot. And she always says, "You passed all exam because of me." So I'm saying that kind of student I was. Today I wrote 6 books. One day I was sitting in a meditation. I asked this question: why did you choose me on this journey of writing, helping others? Because I said I had more than 35,000 people on book writing. Why did you choose me? They showed me a man, a Marwadi sort of man. I still remember the face. Very fat guy with kurta pajama, the Gandhi topi, and the jacket. And he said he loved books. He did not have kids, and he had a wish to create big libraries and big things. And he entire life promoted education a lot. I really don't know who that person was, but he came to me. It was shown to me this guy wanted a lot, and somehow in DNA he's related to me. So that DNA is triggered of that man in me today.
Okay.
And and he was very rich man at that time. And I'm saying when I had vivid pictures, these pictures are very black and white days. I think it was 18th century or 17th century. You can do time travel a lot. So I maybe one of my great grandfathers, someone. So his DNA triggered in me, and that decided that I need to be here. And he told me, Kailash, and I was, we all materialistic at the level sometimes. So in the meditation, I said, I'm struggling. He said, I have donated my entire money and materialism to the person who's going to work on the book. Just work on the books, and you see the miracles will happen in your life. I said, okay. And then I started working, and then miracles happening. But I never shared this to anyone ever. But I still have the face and the image and the discussions in one of the meditations. But I'm very happy that I'm chosen. I'm chosen to help people write and publish their books.
So true.
That is my journey. And that's how I found myself. All fears gone, all desires are gone. I'm just happy. If people write, I'm happy. People don't write, I'm still happy. So happiness is become the sticky emotion to me, and I'm thankful to some of my great grandfathers for that. And that's why I work a lot with ancestors and ancestral healings, and my family. My childhood was very different. So my family knows I was atheist when I was a kid.
Okay.
Never believed in God. Never believed in rituals. And when they see me, say, "What happened to you?" I say, "No, somehow I was chosen. I'm put on the path and now I see the miracles happening, and as real as you're sitting in front of me. If that kind of things start happening, you have no other choice. The other people can't see, but I said, okay, that's your problem. But I can see everything happening around me, and the world is happening. So I have similar kind of experience. And when you said, then I remember, okay, so again, all the divine connections are happening. But it's a beautiful journey helping people write books and getting their personal experiences out there, because a lot of people need to read those experiences.
Like me, you have been a pillar. You and Dr. Parbhat, my God. I was like, I was so happy when I was first time when we had conversation. I think after the boot camp. Oh my God. That's when I decided, okay, I got the confidence, because otherwise I was like, all these personal things, who will read? And why I should write? Why I have to share my deep? Who am I? I'm just someone, in the ocean. I can say I'm just a drop. Who wants to listen to my stories? But I don't know. As I told you, I trust Babaji to the last. I mean, I go with my intuition, I can say that. So it's more about their guidance more than I'm nothing to decide. I'm just a vessel, intuitive vessel. I'm just channeling them. So I thought, it's your work. Like whoever has to understand, if one person also understands this and it helped them, I think it'll make my
I also remember your book launch. That also happened miraculously, very different.
and
Would you
that
like to
too, it's
share?
because of you.
Would you like to share that book launch
Yeah,
also?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I know biggest of spiritual leaders were present
Right,
at
yeah,
launch.
yeah.
TV show and
Vice
the
President,
vice president was there,
yes.
and it was not planned. So
Nothing.
it landed in your lap. So that's what
Exactly.
spirituality does to you.
Yeah,
So can you share that experience too?
definitely. Yeah. You remember we had a meeting and you were like, I just told you about the session and you told me you should launch it there. I was like, how is it? I mean, how is that going to happen? Because nothing is ready yet. Then I started speeding up the process, and actually, that was your advice where I started. I actually booked my tickets for the retreat and for this thing. And Sir also asked me, you should. I mean, it was all magical. It just happened. I don't know. When you said we started the process, and magically, I think the book was ready before 2 to 3 days before launch.
Just on time.
Just on time. Just on time. So, I mean, that's my biggest day. And it was done in such a big platform, it was in Bharat Mandapam, where all the big leaders, big spiritual leaders, everyone was present. And
And then
I think it's all, I feel so blessed. It's when it's us, I don't think I can do anything like that.
Yes.
It's not at all, Sudha. It's like, when you have that, when you trust them, I think that's where you see all this. And that's where I was going with your guidance when you told me you should, you should try. And I was like, oh my God, don't tell me no. That was my thought,
I understand.
because I can't ask people, do this for me. I can't ask Sir.
And it's a big event.
Of course, I can't ask them.
Like, how many people were there?
I think it was more than 900.
900,000 people, sort of.
Yeah, 1,000 people were there. And I can't ask, and this just happened. So
Yeah,
I
because when divine gives an idea to you, it gives to me, it gives to our mentors and every organizers, and everything happens.
you have to just, I think what I understood in the process is trust them, trust the process. Of course, logical mind will kick in. Definitely, we are humans, but I've seen many people who follow their intuition. I think that's when they hit. I think it's not like hitting big or anything, but it's like it's more of the guy. You have to follow the guidance. I think
And
that's
what I was
more
saying,
important.
you start seeing things happening,
Exactly.
and then it is not you or anyone can do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It is just, it's been done from, universal power.
It's a divine intervention. Yeah.
Then you start, seeing everything happening. Then the trust goes next level.
Exactly.
And we are lucky that we are able to face that situations. I want to also ask you, this is like sort of last question from my side is, who do you want to give your gratitude? Because I know you have very powerful family. I know when we are shooting, Pratap is still sitting with us. So do you want to share a couple of important people of your life who've been, pillars of your life always, and book writing journey too?
Definitely to you, Mr. Kailash, because without you, this is not possible. Dr. Parbat, you all have been pillars for sure. I would never I don't think I will never imagine me writing a book. Of course, whatever it is, but I'm deeply grateful to you for sure.
Thank you.
I can't express how much I'm grateful for, but and also to my mentor, Chandra sir, and also to one of my friend who has introduced Bindu, and to my family. They because without their support, they are they were always there with me. And I, after coming into meditation, now my thing is I just do my work. Whatever I'm guided, I just do it. After that, I don't wait for the results or what is happening. Nothing bothers me. So in that way, yeah.
Wonderful. And keep inspiring the world, keep sharing your stories, keep inspiring the world to this spirituality, and I think when you start doing, people get inspired automatically. So keep doing what you're doing. And thank you very much for sharing
Thank
your
you so much.
thoughts, your stories. I know a lot of personal things you've shared, but thank you for sharing with the world and our audience.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Mr. Kailash.
Thank you.
Deeply grateful.